Let's hear it from the cheap seats. It's darker up there. We know what you're doing. Stop it. It's time for the funny to begin. We're the Bearman and Keith from WZZO. Thank you very much for coming out tonight.
Oh, stop it. Thanks for coming out. Is this a great place here or what? Yep. Got beer back there, got comedy up here, and you're right there.
Now, this being Raymond the Amish Comics' 20th anniversary, we got, Raymond tonight, we got Jim Mendrinos, one of our good friends, doing Funny Man, very funny. And here in just a minute, we're going to bring a guy out. And it's significant because Raymond 20 years ago got his start literally in the bathroom calling us on the phone making funny. And that was a hell of a way to start a career. And he thought that if he had the chance somewhere along the way, if he could help somebody get their foot in the door, that would probably be a very good thing. So that was the genesis of the Bearman and Keith Fun Boy. And on WZZO a little while back, we were having people send us funny and jokes and all this kind of stuff. Long story short, the Bearman and Keith Fun Boy is here tonight. So we'd like for you to be very kind. Be our most personal friend, Joe Benko, the Bearman and Keith Fun Boy. Come on, Joe.
Opportunity here. But anyway, let me get right down to business. I don't know, you guys watch the History Channel, and there's a lot of good stuff I found out. One of the things I did find out about this, remember this from the 60s or maybe the 70s? Here! Well, the reason they call it road script is because Pothole was already patented by Betty Crocker. Anyway, there's a lot of trouble going on with Gaddafi in the Middle East, and worried about the Libya invasion. I'd be worried about right now Russia invading Turkey from the rear, and would Greece help? Well, talking about help, I think Arnold Schwarzenegger needs a lot of help right now. He's in a lot of trouble if you've been reading the paper. Well, anyway, I guess he has this illegitimate child, and I guess he's laying in bed with Maria, and I guess in the middle of the night or whatever, he wakes up, he says, Maria, I'm going down to the kitchen to get some water, don't wait up. So he goes down, he plays Conan the Barbarian, slamming some ham and Lena Stromboli and some of the those maids that they had, the Merry Maids, and he's found out that she's getting really, about maybe 3 years later, they have a little Arnold running around. So Maria finds out about this, and she says, well, you're leaving the house. And he said, I'll be back. She said, no, you won't. You've been terminated, asshole. So anyway, I guess the DreamWorks wanted to do a movie on him. So he was going to bring the Terminator comeback. You know, and it just didn't work out too well, so they turned it into Sperminator, coming in a theater near you. But that got a little sticky with that, if you know what I mean. Well, you know, they're going through a divorce, and I've been going through a divorce years ago, and it's not a proper, you know, happy thing. Well, anyway, I guess when you get married in the beginning, like a hurricane and a marriage, what they have in common, well, in the beginning, there's a lot of sucking and blowing, and all of a sudden your house is gone, you know. I've been there, done that. And the difference between divorce and separation, separation allows the wife to hide the money. And that happened to me too. I lost it all. And she had a good hiding place. And I went through that. They had this counselor to figure out if you really, who was at fault, this and that. Well, they found out the ex had PMS. And the reason they call it PMS is mad cow disease was already taken, bitch. I got on my own. I started dating a little bit, trying it out. So I really went out, not on a blind date, but I went out with a blind girl. And it's just cool, you know. So now we're going out, we're out laying in the bed, and all of a sudden she says, I've never laid my hands on the size of that penis. I said, you're pulling my leg. And then I went with this other girl, you know, and her name was Peg, and she had a wooden leg. I broke that off after a year. She kept tripping. I said, I don't do drugs. So I had to go to the doctor to get a couple procedures done. Well, one of the procedures was, I didn't know, but I'm laying there in bed, and this big nurse comes in. I mean, she looked like a fullback for the Rams. She comes in, she says, I gotta give you a procedure. I got a problem. Well, what's the procedure? I'm here to give you an enema. Well, what's the problem? Well, your insurance doesn't cover it. The Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Well, I'm here to slap the shit out of you. I had another procedure, a little, you know, they did this examination. Everything's going along pretty well, and all of a sudden, the guy pulls my pants down and sticks his finger up my ass. You think I should change eye doctors? So the guy's laying over, you know, the guy's at the bar over there, he's looking over this, and look at that dog licking his balls. I wish I could do that. I said, go ahead, Charlie, I don't think we'll bite you. The guy goes outside with his son, he's walking up the street, and these two dogs are humping one another, pushing him up the street. Daddy, what are those two dogs doing? Oh, the one's blind, the other one's pushing him to the hospital to get his eyes checked. So there's a dog coming up with no hind legs and steel balls. What do you call him? Sparky. These kids are getting pretty smart. This one kid was asking Mommy in the bedroom, Mommy, where do babies come from? Well, they come from storks. Well, who's screwing the stork, Mommy? Well, the last one I'm going to leave you with is when I was up in Allentown. You know, a lot of New Yorkers are coming in here, and apparently they went up to New York at the farmer's market and wanted to get a Long Island duck for this dinner. So she comes up there, she says to the butcher, I want a Long Island duck. Butcher goes back in the cooler, comes back out, lays it on the counter. She grabs a hold of it, sticks her fingers up his ass, and moving it around. Ah, that's a Pittsburgh duck. I told you I want a Long Island duck. Goes back in there, comes back out. Another duck lays it on the counter. She grabs a hold of it, sticks her finger up its ass, and says, that's a Jersey duck. That's not a Long Island duck. Get me a Long Island duck, and I'm in a hurry, so get the hell in there and get it for me. So he goes back in there, he's pissed off, he comes back out, slaps it on the counter, she grabs a hold of it, sticks her finger up its ass. Now, that's a Long Island duck. That's what I was looking for in the first place. You know, I've never seen you here before. Where are you from? He comes from behind the counter, pulls his pants out, says, tell me, you know everything, you asshole.
Fairman TV run by Joe Benko. Thanks, Joe.
And